Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Pisgini Kanwakedi, and today we're going to be discussing the formative and summative assessment methods. First and foremost, what do we mean by formative assessment method? This method can be defined as a regular informal assessment that are used by teachers to assess students' understanding and inform teaching strategy. For example, we have quizzes, class activities, class discussions, homeworks, KWL, charts, mind map, classworks, and group presentation. On the other hand, the summative assessment method is defined as a specific type of assessment that evaluates learning and offers little opportunity for providing student feedback because of its positioning at the head of a learning unit. This kind of methods are usually high stakes, contributing to a large portion of a student's course grade, example final exams, and it has a high impact on students' educational outcome. For example, standard exams or entrance exams. So that basically summative assessment is used for progression to progress students to another class. So for an example of summative assessment is online test, the test that learners do, even an exams too. Now we have the different advantages of using formative and summative assessment methods in our classroom as teachers. For formative assessment, the first advantage is that it increases student learning motivation, it improves academic achievement, and increases students' learning engagement. Whereas, on the other hand, for summative assessment, uh, it provides clear and effective measurement of learning outcomes, promotes accountability both for students and teachers, and also allows teachers to make data driven and informed decisions. When did I talk about promoting accountability? Here now, as a teacher, you'll be able to know your learners' performance ratios, how they performed in your subjects, and be able to know where you're supposed to improve on and how you're supposed to help or support your learners in their learning. Now we're going to be looking at the disadvantages of using formative and summative assessment method in our classroom. For formative assessment, the first disadvantage is that it is time consuming because as a teacher, you are always researching and looking for ways to create activities, class activities, tests, in order to be able to support your learning or your teaching and learning during your um, class. Also, when you have a large classroom, maybe you're teaching a public school, so now for you to be able to meet up with the different learning needs and learning styles of your learners, you are expected to create different activities that will help you to achieve your lesson goal. The second disadvantage is that they may also be subjective and inconsistent depending on the criteria, tools, and feedback methods used. So here now, it's all depend on you as a teacher what activities you want to use. But we are being advised that you must always ensure that your activities and questions must align with your lesson objectives. So this you need to think deep to be able to create this. The last one is that your formative assessment methods or activities can actually influence the learner's emotions, expectation, and attitudes. So you just need to be very fair and consistent when you are developing these methods. On the summative assessment aspect, it places students and learners in high pressure environment, especially during the examination time. People are agitated, students are agitated and are scared. Also, now for the second one is that lack of personalized learning pace and environment is created when you use summative assessment, because here now the teacher is in a haste to finish up with the curriculum while the students are having difficulties in assimilating all the things that the teacher is being taught. So the environment becomes a little bit uh, unconducive for them. Lastly, it encourages students to depend on scoring marks instead of them to learn and understand what their learning. So it neglects in-depth learning. Now, looking at our discussion on the summative assessment and formative assessment, we need to understand that both of these assessment methods actually are used for learning, and they are used to give feedback to students, and they are also used for future planning by teachers. Teachers use them to plan ahead and know where they need to emphasize more on, and also where they need to add more teaching strategies that will help them to achieve their learning goals. Thank you so much. I believe